Hi, I'm Kale, and today I'm going to talk about ableist language and expressions. So, warning, there is going to be ableist language and expressions in this video. As someone with an invisible disability, I've heard all kinds of ableist language when people find out I'm disabled. Sometimes, when I'm traveling, I book a wheelchair to get me to the gate, and generally, what I don't feel like explaining is that travel, like doing a lot of physical things, can give me a big pain spike. It can often take me at least a few days to recover, so getting a ride in a cart or wheelchair will reduce the impact on my body at the end of the day. Usually, I book the wheelchair in advance and I'm walking up to the desk, and then I start to feel this anxiety about what's going to happen. So they'll be checking me in and they'll see the request. And sometimes it goes great, they don't bat an eye. And then other times it's like, okay, here we go. I'll see their surprise, they'll kind of make a face and go, "You don't really need a wheelchair, do you?" And it's so uncomfortable. Like, what am I supposed to say? Do I tell them my diagnosis that no one's ever heard of? Do I make up a more common one that they can understand? Do I justify and tell them all these reasons it's going to help me and be like, "Oh, you see, I'm going to have to be in bed for a few days after this, and like this little bit of help is going to help me"? Like, why do I owe them any explanation at all? Questioning people's reality about their disabilities is super ableist, and it happens for people with visible and invisible disabilities. "You don't look sick," or "You're too young to need a cane," or "If you don't need a wheelchair all the time, do you really need it?" There's also a lot of ableism wrapped up in the idea that disabled people aren't attractive or don't have sex drives like non disabled people. Once, after I checked in for a flight, I was waiting around for my wheelchair, and this other flight attendant came up and asked me what I was waiting for. And when I told her, she said, "Oh, you're too pretty to need a wheelchair." This implies that if I did need one, I wouldn't be attractive, or only unattractive people need wheelchairs. Why would you say this? One expression I particularly dislike is, "You can do anything if you put your mind to it." Besides the fact that it's not true for anyone because of the patriarchy and capitalism and structural racism and all kinds of other reasons, it's definitely not true for me. Despite my many privileges, like being born white and cisgendered and having graduated from university, there are plenty of things my body just cannot do. "You can do anything." No, I can't even go on a short hike or ride my bike anymore. One of my favorite things to do is to go for long walks around the city for hours, and I haven't been able to do that in years. It doesn't really matter how much I put my mind to it. There's also a ton of ableist language around psychiatric disabilities and mental health. 1 in 5 Canadians have mental health issues, and around the world it's 11% or 792 million people, and the WHO says that's vastly underreported. This means you and or people you know, a lot of them, might at some point in their life experience mental health issues. The four most common in Canada are anxiety, depression, bipolar, and severe stress disorders. Here are some examples of ableist expressions. Things like "that's crazy" or "he's mental" or "what a psycho" come from outdated medical language, and they're ableist and offensive. Words like that are abusive and reinforce the idea that people with psychiatric disabilities or mental health issues are horrible and bad. Even if you use them in a different context, like saying "I had a crazy day" or "that's bonkers," it still shows that those words are something undesirable. Some of what I'm talking about in this video might be new information for you. All of it might be, none of it might be. Maybe you thought it was kind to say to someone, "Oh, you look too young to need that mobility aid." Maybe you say things like, "Oh, that's crazy," because it's just part of common language these days and you've never stopped to think about it. That's okay. It's okay to not know things. It's okay to not know the roots of meanings of words. What's less okay is to know about it and to know that it's hurting someone and then choose not to do anything differently. Now that you've started to get an idea of how prevalent ableist language is, start to take note of it. Pay attention to when you use it. The first step to removing something from your vocabulary is just notice when you're doing it. It will take time. Even after years, I still mess up. And when I mess up, I don't beat myself up about it. I use that kind of contracted feeling to remind myself to keep trying to do better. Be gentle with yourself. Get creative with your words. The English language is vast and there are many alternatives. Instead of saying "that's crazy," you can say "that's fantastic," "that's absurd," "that's preposterous." Dictionary.com literally has a page called "Better Words to Use Than Crazy." Also, at Humanized Consulting, we have a whole workshop on accessibility awareness. So if you want to hire us to talk about disability and accessibility and ableist language and effective allyship, you could hire us. Follow our YouTube channel for more content like this. I'll post links down below for our website and how to get in touch with us, and all our social, of course. And thanks for watching. Bye!